hearts alive, firestorms when they strike. You feel the love, sparks will fly.
What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, Lifestyles Defined. Let's talk about this Robin from a company called Nextbit. The phone's actually called Robin. I thought it was an interesting name. And when you look at the phone, I think it has the characteristics of something you would call Robin. I don't even know what a Robin looks like, but if I knew what a Robin looks like, it probably would be like this. But anyway, so these guys are coming into the game with quite a bit of experience. I think it's three main guys, one of which worked at Google, another at HTC, and I forgot where the third guy came from. But apparently they've got a crap ton of talent from around the industry. And interestingly enough, according to them, a lot of this talent has been centered around Android itself from day one. So for instance, one of the main guys is part of the battery performance or optimization team at Google, which if personally I wouldn't advertise that, because Android's battery's been shit since day one. And if my Galaxy S6 Edge is any indication, they still have not figured that out. But I'm trolling here, but there's no denying it that there's a good bit of experience on their team. And you know, when I saw the video, first of all, it was a very well put together video, and I definitely recommend you guys head over to Kickstarter or nextbit.com, and the link to the Kickstarter is there, and check out this video, man. There's a lot of character going on there. I really like what I saw. But their angle is they're trying to sell us, one, they refer to it as a super phone, but probably the heavy hitter feature is the cloud first concept around this phone. This is probably the toughest sell for me. It's really hard to sell something that's cloud first in today's world. There's so many reasons why we have these roadblocks. You're talking data caps, you're talking just cell phone coverage in general. And from what I've been reading on their site, you know, the Wi-Fi is set to be the primary goal, if you will, for when the cloud sort of kicks in. And they said you can change it, but obviously your carrier charges will apply. But I'm still not quite sure how, according to them, the 100 gigabytes of cloud storage that they give you scales with your usage of the phone. I mean, I don't know anyone that's used 32 gigabytes of memory and still needed more. And if they did, they would buy an SD card, which ensures that everything is on there. Now, Nextbit's thing is they're saying that it's intelligent enough the way everything was made. And yes, it does sit on top of Android. It was intelligent enough to where it knows, it learns and adapts to what you use and what it should have on the phone ready for you when you need it, and what it shouldn't. And what it doesn't have, it takes a complete backup or snapshot of that and throws it up to the cloud. And there's still a placeholder, there, and when you need it, it just downloads it. Now, I like that. In theory, I mean, that's how OneDrive used to work in Windows 8.1. I really enjoy just looking through all of my pictures, and if I really needed to edit one, you know, then I would just double click it and it would download it and it would be there. That stuff's dope, but when you're talking mobile technology, I mean, now my use case is when I'm traveling and I'm on the road. What if I don't have good cell phone service? What if I'm in the subway where there's no cell phone service, and I click this application, whatever this is that I haven't played in a while, or music or a game or whatever it is, I can't access that until I actually get connection, and a good connection at that. So I'm not quite sure that the cloud first should have been their first foot forward, although I don't I'm not fighting it. I think it's dope. In fact, that's how I live my life. Most of my life is up on OneDrive anyway. But I think the phone itself, it can hold its own. So when you look at the specs, it's running a Snapdragon 808 processor. It's got 3 gigs of RAM. It's got 32 gigs of onboard memory, and that also comes with 100 gigabytes of their cloud storage. It's got a 5.2-inch IPS LCD display at 1080p, 13 megapixel camera in the back. It's got a 2680 milliamp battery, which is not big, but a 5.2-inch display with a 1080p resolution. That battery's probably gonna be okay. It's got dual front-facing speakers, fingerprint reader, NFC, quick charging, Bluetooth 4.0. It's spec'd out. I would say the only thing it's missing, and I I like how they called it a super phone, but I would say the only thing that it's missing that would make it a true super phone would be something like maybe a 5.7-inch display, put it in a phablet territory and give it a bigger battery and a better resolution. But I can live with these specs. I really can. So I think the phone itself should have been the first foot forward, especially when you look at the design. My God, this thing's beautiful. So it comes in a, what do they call it? The dark, I think a midnight blue is what they call it. Yeah, it comes in midnight or mint. I think they're both gorgeous. You can see the speakers at the top, one at the top, one at the bottom. You got the camera next to it. It's also, the design, it's also got at the back of it, it's got this cloud logo and these LEDs that actually tell you when it's connected to the cloud, when it's backing stuff up, and what it's doing. So I think it's a very intelligent design, and I think it's, quite frankly, it's beautiful. And I would have liked them to lead with that first. Now, coming with the price, you can get in for about $300 on Kickstarter, which I think is more than fair for something like this, especially if you want to support the effort. If you look in the Android ecosystem now, I think the closest to this we have is OnePlus, and I'm still disgusted by the way they're handling that invite system. I mean, I get it, we're over it, you know, be an adult now. Let the floodgates open, let people get the phone. So there's only really OnePlus that I think stands out as these really dope initiatives in the Android world. So I think there's plenty of space for the Robin and for these guys here at Nextbit to come in. So 300, not a problem. And there's even like some, hang on, let me scroll up here. There's some crazy package, like a $7,000 package that you can get 20 phones. That to me says that they're serious about their production line, that they can crank out a fair bit of phones and they want to get them out there in the world. So this should be advertising to some resellers or small cell phone resellers, whatever the case is. I think it's dope. I really dig the design. The cloud, first thing they're gonna need to sell me some more on, but I think I'll support it for $300. Yeah, why not? I like the way they themed Android, and it really goes well. They even made some very clever decisions because, again, they come from that Android ecosystem. They're not locking the bootloader. Not only they're not locking the bootloader, they say, hey, you can go out and install CyanogenROM ROM or whatever ROM you want, and we'll still support the phone. I think that's dope. So kudos to these guys. Check out the website, nextbit.com. Check out the Kickstarter. If you're looking to get a new Android phone and you're not a spec whore, you don't need the biggest, fastest, best, give these guys a go. I think they may be onto something here. But anyway, my name is Ramon. This is Lifestyles Defined. Like the video if you liked it. Share it with your friends. Help us grow. And subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace.